In the previous video we had a look at how to list integers from an inequality, but this time we're introducing what we call a coefficient of this middle number, or this term that represents all the middle numbers between these two. So we have a problem here. When it's 2n, we've actually got to rewrite it just like before, so it's a single n. So if we actually have a look at this part and we try to explain this in English words, so 2 lots of n, or 2 times a number, must be less than 8. So if double a number is less than 8, what we can actually say by halving everything is that number must be less than 4. We're simply dividing this by 2 to get n, and dividing this by 2 to get 4. So it's very similar to our solving equations. If we were just left with 2n minus 2n equals 8, n would be 4. And we can do exactly the same on this side. So minus 4 is less than or equal to double the number, so minus 2 must be less than or equal to the number we're looking for. And now we've written it in this form, just like the previous video, we can now go ahead and list them. So it must include minus 2 and go up to 4, but not including 4. So these numbers represented by this letter n are more than or equal to 2, but less than 4. And here we have it. Equal to minus 2, greater than, but less than 4. Let's have a look at another one. This time is 3n, and the inequality signs have changed. So we're going to rewrite this just with n, so 3 lots of everything we have at the moment, so we need to divide everything by 3 just to find 1 lot. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and minus 6 divided by 3 is minus 2. So this time we can include these numbers, so it has to be minus 2 or more, and less than or equal to 1. And there we have it. This one you'll see is slightly harder, but I covered it in the last video also. So this time we're going to divide by 3 again, but it's much harder. So we have 7, which is not a multiple of 3, so when we're dividing it by 3, I would urge you to write it like this. And again, 8 is not a multiple of 3, so write it as a fraction. Now you'll probably find it easier if you take it from an improper fraction, this top heavy, to write it as a mixed fraction. So how many 3's are there in 7? 2 and 1 left over. And how many 3's are there in 8? 2 with 2 left over. So this line here isn't exactly the same as this one, apart from we've converted the fraction to something a bit easier to understand. Now I struggle here. I like to draw a number line. So minus 2 and 2/3 I know is in between these, more so towards this one. So I'm going to put an arrow there. And 2 1/3 I know is over 2 and closer to the 2 than the 3. So roughly there. Now this number line isn't to scale, I haven't even included the ones in here, but it's the integers, remember, we're not after every number, just the integers that obey or satisfy this inequality. So it has to be more than this mark, so minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, and less than this mark, so we can also include the 2. So there we have it. Oh, so that's actually wrong, I should have a 2 there as well, I do apologise.